Coming up on this episode of Free Lunch.
Don't lie.
You ever get emotional?
Stop it.
I feel like my left eye is getting watery. Is there?
I was always living for everybody else but myself. And then I woke up a couple weeks ago.
Sometimes God will wreck your plans. Will wreck your plans.
Your plans.
To save your life.
I just want to be happy. Truly. It sounds so corny, but it's like, and I get so, emotional about it, but it's like, it's been rough.
Is because the thing keeping you hung up is because really at the core of that, you're worried about them. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Freestyle Gospel, a.k.a. The Real Frii, with another episode of Free Lunch. I have here this wonderful gem I stumbled across on Facebook. And you guys know how I am. I love to meet new people. I love to totally blindside people and trick them into coming into the studio for an episode. But I really enjoy finding amazing people who are daring to live every day of their life, trusting God, taking huge leaps, things that otherwise just look and sound ridiculous to the average person. And I think our guest today has one of those like ridiculous things that she just decided to up and do. But without any further ado, I want to welcome and introduce all of you to Rachael Rubino. Yeah. That crowd is robust. That crowd needs to settle down.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Rachael.
Thank you for having me.
Rachael, I came across, let me just, so everyone else knows, I already gave Rachael this spiel. I had to give it to her, obviously, right? Like, how do you just abruptly approach someone and just say, hey, I need you on my show? They're like, but why, how, where?
Right.
Right? So I forgot how I actually came across some post, in my Facebook scrolling that I do daily from time to time. But the whatever the post was made me decide to click on Rachel's profile, and upon clicking on her profile, right in the background of her profile photo, I'm gonna read to you guys what she has posted there. Right, it says, "Sometimes God will wreck your plans to save your life. Sometimes God will wreck your plans. Will wreck your plans.
Your plans.
To save your life." I was just so taken aback by that, and it made me immediately reach out to Rachael and say, "You're kind of the individual I want to meet and introduce the rest of my audience to, and I need you to like just explain that to me. Like, what does that mean to you? Like,
pressure.
God will sometimes wreck your plans to save your life."
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
Well, first of all, I saw it, so I liked it.
Yeah.
And it made me think. But it made so much sense. So we go through this thing called life, right? And you think you have this idea. You think everything that you want is exactly what you're supposed to have, exactly what you're supposed to be pressing to have.
Yeah.
It's not working. Let me work a little harder to make it work. Oh,
Yeah.
I really want this. I could make it work, but it's usually not working for a reason. And it's usually not working for a reason because it's not his plan. It's your plan. It's your plan. It's what you want. It's what you're striving so hard to have and want and make work. And you really don't realize, or you usually don't realize how hard you're working, and it's not working because you're not supposed to work hard, because it should be effortless if it was your plan, and it's his plan, which is why it's not working.
Wow.
If that makes any sense. But
so clearly how long ago was it that you came across that?
like a couple months ago.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So prior to a couple months ago, where you come across this post, or you know what? I'll reframe the question. At the time in your life that you came across that, was that a particular thing you were struggling with?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And so you see this quote this message, and then what? Like, how we sometimes see something really, really, or hear something that's really profound. It speaks to us, but the time at which we hear it or it speaks to us, we're not quite ready to walk out the wisdom that it's actually giving us or sharing with us. The time you came across it, were you ready to absolutely receive what it was like? No?
No. I believed it. It made sense. It absolutely makes sense, but you're kind of still like, even though you see something or you hear something, the same thing, doesn't mean that it's the time where you're going to actually acknowledge and go for it. It's just something you believe in. I don't know. I saw it, made so much sense, but I was also in this place where I guess I was still trying to figure it out and make it work for myself, and it still wasn't, but it was definitely itching its way towards
So
happening.
it says sometimes God will wreck your life, right? I want to just stop right there. At the time you come across this quote 2 months ago, did you feel like some part of your life was in wreck mode?
I was breaking.
Was being wrecked?
I was drowning.
Yeah?
Drowning. Drowning.
Share with the audience just a piece of who Rachael is. Who is Rachael?
Who is Rachael?
Yeah. Introduce yourself, Rachael.
Okay, so Rachael is a mid-30 single mom of 2.
Millennial baby. Whoop,
Yeah,
whoop.
80s baby, we're the best.
That's right.
Yep, and I am a non-college graduate. I didn't finish college. I always had an idea, thought about what I should do. I never had a clue of what I wanted to do. Never. I was always into arts, music, theater, dance, painting, drawing, photography, theater, anything that had to do with that. But I didn't get to do it. I didn't know what to do with it. I just had to work. I had kids. I had a family. I had to take care of them. And I was always living for everybody else but myself. And then I woke up a couple weeks ago. And now I'm evolving. I'm not new.
Yeah.
I'm still me. I'm still Rach. But I'm definitely, I think, right where I'm supposed to be.
So 2 months ago, you're experiencing the wreck mode. God is going wreck mode in your life, okay? He's allowing the wreckage to happen.
I think it was already happening.
To save your life. He's allowing it to continue to save you.
Yeah.
Okay. What you said when you came across the quote, though, you weren't ready.
No.
Right?
No.
What transpired or changed, or at what point did you, from 2 months ago to present day, become ready? What made you become ready for your life to be saved?
I was tired. I was so tired. Even 2 months ago, I wasn't ready, but I had been contemplating like big life changes for a long time. But I think it's just that fear, of like, is it going to work? Am I ready to leave, say, this situation? Am I ready to make this move? Is this really the move that I even want to do? Is this what's best for my life, for my children's lives? Is this what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah.
And honestly, a few months ago, I didn't even know what the plan for myself was. I just knew something was definitely changing. I was tired. I was fed up. I was tired. I was really tired, and it wasn't then. But I was in a really, I can't swear, I was in a really crappy place, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, everything. I wouldn't say financially because I've always hustled.
Yeah.
I would just say here and here was just not good. And I got tired. I got really tired.
So what becomes the thing that you end up leaping from towards? Like what's the thing that you decided at some point between 2 months ago and now to now just bet on you? Like,
it wasn't even 2 months ago. It was I got COVID. And a few days after Christmas. And I was in a really crappy place with my family, with love, with everything. And I had to figure some things out financially. My job wasn't going to pay me what I thought they were going to pay me. For a while, I was going back and forth of just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I love where I work. I love the people who I serve. And, take care of, but I knew it wasn't me. I knew it wasn't me. It never has been me. I was just doing it because I had experience. I had long-term experience, and I was there. I was there, but I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
And I always had an excuse, like, oh, I can't do that. I'll lose my benefits. Oh, I can't do this,
The benefits.
Yeah.
Guys, the benefits is such a big one for many people. That was like one of my biggest hangups.
It's logical.
It is. But that's why it's an effective hangup.
Yeah.
It's because you, especially if you have kids.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what am I going to do about healthcare and just navigating healthcare on your own, like privately, is a nightmare.
Right.
Like,
but there's also like millions of other Americans that get it done that didn't even have benefits that figure it out.
Exactly.
So I guess it was just that leap. But yeah, I had this semi plan, but I had this always contemplating like in the back of my head of like, oh, like almost like even every American, like, oh, I hate my job. Oh, I don't want to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, this, oh, that, but you go because you have to be responsible, or you're a parent, or you're in a, you're married, or whatever it may be.
Yep.
Or you're just doing what you have to do. You're an adult, right? You're adulting.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had an excuse. And then COVID happened. I wasn't going to get paid, but I was normally going to get paid, even though I had, benefits and, this package deal.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And I did what I do best after quarantine. I started baking and hustling and, making new things and promoting it, because I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I did. And then I went.
So you always have been into the baking?
I've always been into cooking.
This wasn't like something you just picked up?
Kind of.
Teach myself how to cook.
Yeah. Well, no, I always knew how to cook. I always loved cook.
Yeah.
But no, baking kind of came off like 5 years ago. I went to a wedding. I tell this story all the time. I went to a wedding. The new thing was like these extravagant like dessert stations.
Yeah.
And you're looking like, oh my God, people really spend
They're
this
amazing,
money.
by the way, people, if you haven't had a dessert station. Yeah.
But I went, and the new thing too was cake pops.
Mm.
And I'm like, it's like this, like a little cake, a pop. Like, oh, you don't have to eat it now. You could pack it up, take it home.
Yeah.
And I did. And then I was like, I can make that.
Light bulb.
Yeah.
Light bulb moment.
Yeah, but I don't like making them.
Nah.
Like, at all.
You make far more amazing things from the looks of it. She actually brought me some amazing stuff here in the studio.
Some goodies.
Yeah, we're gonna try it out. So, present day.
Present day.
What is Rachel doing?
Rachel's retired. I resigned from my almost 10 years at my company.
Almost 10 years?
Yeah. I took the biggest leap of faith in my life.
You're crazy.
I guess.
You're crazy. What do you think you're doing? The audacity of you.
No, I'm living.
How dare you?
I'm living. I feel great.
What about the benefits?
They'll come. Benefit of life?
That part.
The benefit of life.
That part. I've told this story in much smaller spaces, but some of you have heard this, others have not. Rachel has definitely not. But having that feeling of, the anxiety, or that feeling in the pit of your stomach, like, oh my God, what am I about to do? Or like, right? That's frightening for anybody, and more so for people who have responsibilities or other humans to take care of, right? So it's 2015.
Okay.
And I have been working at that time, 2015. I have been working as a New Haven police officer for 7 years.
Really?
Making 120 grand a year, easy.
Really?
Taking care of my family with no problem.
Right.
But then maybe a couple years prior to that, I began feeling like this subtle spiritual suicide began to happen. And I remember this night I worked the overnight shift. I'm parked side by side by a best friend of mine who, shout out to him. He's still there. He's, been promoted since, great guy. I'm parked side by side, and I'm kind of like venting to him in the car.
Yeah.
And I'm so violently venting that from the outside, you could see my cruiser shaking from side to side. So much so that so we're in a parking lot. On the road, the main road, driving by the parking lot, another supervisor happens to be driving by and can see the car visibly shaking, decides to pull in and pull up to us and ask, is everything okay?
Right.
But that was like the beginning for me of becoming restless on the inside. No matter what the benefits were, no matter what the money, if that inside is not being fulfilled, if you are not doing what you have been put on this earth to do, called to do, that's what you can find happening. And I think for many people, people who go on to commit actual suicide, right? Physical suicide, right? I always say, or people who end up having chronic depression, let's say, whatever it is, I think those things begin to happen first on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And if you're not self-aware enough to a certain degree, you'll let it. You'll be totally blinded by it. And I think that's what I really was intrigued by your story. Here you are, an individual. You have not just yourself, some place that you've been at for years, but then you have other humans, little humans that are depending on you, right? For me, what was going through my mind that finally was like the break to make what otherwise looked like a cloudy gray decision. Like, oh my God, this staying is good because the benefit of this, but leaving is good because then my spirit will be fulfilled, right? What looked like such a convoluted, hard decision to make was made really black and white and easy for me at the point where I felt like God showed me, he made it real simplified like this for me. He goes, okay, you're worried about if you leave, you not being able to take care of a very practical thing, pay the bills and take care of a place for your kids, right?
Right.
And I'm like, yeah. But how effective, how great of a dad do these kids have if they have a dad who's spiritually dead?
Yeah.
Or versus, let's say worst case scenario, you leave, you allow your spirit man to be fulfilled. You're the happiest, lighthearted dad on the planet. And let's say worst case scenario, you freaking live in a box, a shack. What kind of dad now do your kids have though? And for me, I saw the wisdom in that. That, you know what, if maybe I don't have the 6-figure salary every year, all the great, fantastic benefits, right? But every single day, today, my kids, good or bad day they're having themselves, whether it's at school or whatever, good or bad, they come to their dad, they see a dad every day who's happy.
Oh, I'm about to get emotional.
Lighthearted. They don't have a dad that's snappy. They don't have a dad that they can't come to me and talk my ear off for an hour because I'm overwhelmed with the work shift or the double I had to just pull. Dad might not still have all the trinkets and the things that where we came from or have before yet, but on the inside, your dad is a complete whole person now, and I can be everything that you need. So it became really, really simplified for me when God was able to put it in terms like that. Is because the thing keeping you hung up is because really at the core of that, you're worried about them. So if it's them you truly are worried about, let me show you another perspective, because you'll be the best you can be to them when your spirit is happy.
Yeah.
What made it a decision you were finally able to make? What had to come across your mind for you that had the aha moment to go, I got to do it even if I do it scared. I got to do this.
Well, I suffer from depression. I have for years. I suffered a lot in silence. Probably only those who really know me knew. You know, you wake up, you put your face on, you do your hair, get dressed, you go out, everything looks good, right? And I have family issues like half of America has. Mine are really crazy. I don't really want to talk about them. Yeah. No, I really don't.
No, we got a lot of American families.
Yeah, but That's what it was. I'm divorced.
Mm-hmm.
So my choice. My choice. I worked I did everything I could.
Yeah.
It just also was something I had to do for myself. But when that happens, life happens. So now everything is now your responsibility again. So I was working my job, working baby cakes, working my part-time, going to school because, yeah, you know, I should go to school for this, to do this, even though I had nothing to do with Rachel. It just was, let me do this. Let me figure out what it is. Stay busy, stay busy, stay busy. Then I don't think. Because if I don't think, I don't get in my feelings. If I don't get in my feelings, I don't have to worry or stress or be sad or cry or get drunk later on, because that's what I
Yeah.
definitely was doing.
Yeah.
I never really was. It's just easy, too. COVID, you know, everybody's home, going to happy hour. Happy hour is becoming
Yeah.
this new thing. Oh, you know, 2 to 4, 2 to 5, 2 to 6, 4 to 7, come have a drink, and you don't realize, like, oh, you're drinking, like, a lot. And when you're depressed, there's nothing wrong with having a drink either, okay?
Yeah.
I love going out. I love having a nice cocktail. I love having a good meal. But when you're not okay and you're depressed or you're sad and you're drinking, you're destructing. You're a time bomb, like waiting to go off. And I was definitely an angry drinker. You know, it would start all right, but then you're really covering something up. So then
Yeah.
those feelings come out and then you explode and you're the bad guy. So right after Christmas, I got sick. Something happened in my house with my family. I was very, very right for the way, and I wasn't drunk or
Yeah, yeah,
drinking
yeah.
or anything like that, but I exploded and I lost it. And I woke up the next day and I was really mad. I was mad at myself, how I reacted. I was mad at like everybody else. I was just mad. I was mad. I was upset. And then a couple weeks went by and I had it in stone. You know, I was definitely gonna leave my job, but I didn't know when. My plan was March 1st. March 1st didn't happen. I went back to work, like the second day of work, back from like my quarantine. I think it was the 17th of January, January 17th. Not March 1st, not the day I planned to put in my 2 weeks, not anything. Because I went back and forth many times to make sure, like, is this really what I'm going to do? Is this going to be my final decision? And I just kept having all these like signs show me, like, this is exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And all these people, like, I didn't even know, like, showing up at, not my front door, but literally my front door, this
Yeah,
front
yeah.
door. You know, like, hey, I'm here. I'm in your life now.
Yeah.
I'm going to serve purpose in your life and you're going to serve purpose in mine.
Wow.
And I had something happen while I was at work. And I just...
While you were at the job
at my
you
job,
left
at the job
for
I
10
left.
years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was, you know, already had it in plan, everything, but still, just this day was just
Yeah.
not going in life. Life was happening while I was at work. I'm not home. I can't fix it. I can't handle it. I
Yes.
can't leave. I can't do what a lot of people want to do when something happens. You got to stay, right? Because you're
Yeah.
on the clock.
Yep.
And I had the ugliest cry of my life in my car, and I just talked to God, and I just said, God, tell me what you want me to do. Tell me what you want me to do. And I finished. I walked in my director's office. I threw my face on her desk. I cried my brains out, and I said, I need to put in my 2 weeks. January 17th, not March 1st.
Wow.
And she asked why, but she was really happy. She was really happy because she said, "It's your time. It's your time."
That's amazing.
And then I left, and even though I had to go deal with what I had to deal with,
Yeah, yeah.
I felt like the biggest weight lifted
Light
off
as a
of me.
butterfly.
Yeah, like I was smiling, but then I was like, "Oh my God, what the hell did I just
What
do?"
the heck is wrong with me?
Right, but like I really felt so different. Like instantly, I felt so different, and
That's crazy.
yeah, and there's, you know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could be here for hours and talk about scenarios and situations and things that lead you up, but it's literally like, I guess in a sense, like that cover photo was not the reason why I did what I did, but I think it had intent. I think it definitely had.
It was a seed plant.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, life's wrecking. You know, how many hits can you take? How many more tragedies can happen? How many
Yeah.
more things can fail? How many more things that you know, try to put a Band-Aid on And the Band-Aid, you get in the water and it starts to peel off, it's just not working. It's not working. It's not working. And you're trying everything you can to make it work, but it's not working. And, it's like, when you ask God to like tell you what you want and he already told you. Like I say it all the time. He smacked you up like 10 million times. But, it's like when you're fighting your flesh, right? It's not what he wants you to do. It's what you want to do. And you could like do it 90%, but the other 10 that you're like, why isn't it working completely? Well, it's because, that's not what he wants for you.
That's what it reminds me of, like with my oldest kid. She just turned 18.
Oh, I have a 16-year-old.
And I think I talked to her I said this to her 2 nights ago, I believe. And just hearing you say that made me think of this is as she's gotten older, I've told her, we're going to have whatever you're doing and decisions you're making in your life, you and I, our encounters are going to be less filled with me doing a lot of talking to that thing. I said, because what I have learned doing life myself, stumbling along the way, is that, God is such a far better teacher than I am. Yeah. And my opinion is that God loves you 1 billion times over more than I ever could.
Yeah. That
when I see you might not be getting it, quote unquote, from me, from all of my, 1,000 words and talking.
Right.
Life has a way of teaching you that lesson.
Yeah.
Like you can see this thing, you doing it in your own strength, in your own mind, your own wisdom, trying, and failing. At some point, I truly believe God grabs hold of you and like kind of like shakes you. And it's like, hey, and the crazy thing is that, right, the wreckage is not, this obviously this nice, beautiful thing, right? But to the point of the quote, to the point of just even your journey, my journey, it's what I've said more than one time on the show. It's the beautiful nightmare, right? Like from that wreckage comes this amazing thing, this if you let it, right? Like that's the caveat, that's the fine print for everyone to recognize, to hear, is that it's not a surefire, like, 100% like guaranteed thing, like occurrence. Like, so every single wreckage that happens in my life, I know instantly, automatically it turns into this amazing thing. No. What the wreckage provides is it provides the wood. What do I mean? Okay. You have a ship wreckage, right? Mm-hmm. This ship that you have designed in your plan and your wisdom, right? Mm-hmm. But there's a better design, a design that God has called you to build with that wood. And you know what? You only get one lot of wood. You only get one set of wood. It's like you only get one life. Yeah. Okay? And you know what? When we finally get the epiphany that, wait, hold on a second. This ship I built right here with my life, with the wood that I've been given, I was supposed to build something else, but I don't have any other spare wood lying around. I only get wood to build the thing I was supposed to by taking this ship right here, letting it come to wreck. And what the wreckage provides me now with is the wood I need to build what I was supposed to. Right. I need these pieces in my life for something else. Right. And as long as I'm letting this thing stay afloat over here that I've built, that I constantly see not be effective, not work, like it's not working. And I think that's what I had to come to grips with, is when you thought taking this job, this career job, this very affluent, prestigious job, right? When you thought making this amount of money was going to be the thing, that's all I needed to fall into place to reach this or be successful or feel happy, right? And you look behind you and realize, wow, with this and even at this place, I'm still miserable. Right. You have to ask yourself, like, what is the thing I have not yet tried? Mm-hmm. And it's that terrifying, it's the thing where you look at, like, what comes in my mind is the
It's the risk.
The scripture, like how God uses the foolish things to confound the wise, right? It's the most ridiculous idea. Like we never even consider that because to us in our natural mind, it sounds so ridiculous. That's ridiculous, Rachel. Like why you have tenure here, you've got benefits, you've been here this long. Like that's ridiculous. The answer cannot be found in this ridiculous idea you have of leaving. That cannot be the answer. You got to be kidding me. For me, Frii, the idea you're making hand over fist 100 plus grand. You're kidding me, dude.
Right.
You think leaving that is where you're going to find the answer for life. Foolish. Got to use that foolish thing.
That's the people you got to stay away from.
Wow.
Hearing that. People, I respect people of logic. I respect educated people.
Yeah.
Right? You have. I expect. I respect people's opinions. You know, but it's when you actually go for it is when it happens. But those are the people you got to stay away from too. Those people, they're. I feel almost as if like somebody crushed their dream, even if you didn't know what your dream was. You know, like. You know, they're being logical. You know, they're saying, okay, these things, right? These things we're told we need, right? Right? You need money, you need this, you need insurance, you need that, you know, or you're not going to make it. But I don't know, it sounds so cliche, but it's like, and I keep saying it over and over, but it's like for me, like for what I've been through in my life and all the time bombs that have gone on in my life and all the wreckages and all the ships that sunk. Yeah. You know, like you said, I just want to be happy. Truly. It sounds so corny, but it's like, and I get so, you know, emotional about it, but it's like, it's been rough. And I know people have like so many, you know, harder stories, but I also learned that your verse is your verse. Yes. And you cannot compare it to anyone else's because it is you and it is your life. So the worst that has happened in your life is it's not of a comparison to anyone else's. It's yours. So, you know, however many things, maybe it's one thing, maybe it's so many things that have happened in your life that have made you, you know, have no confidence or be down here and not be able to do what you need to do for yourself, or you take care of everyone else and you forget about you, you know, and then you don't even know what it is. You don't even know what it really is that the risk is for you to find that happiness. Yeah. But that's what he shows you. That's what he makes you figure out. And like I said, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. Life started early. And I didn't know. I had no idea. I had no push. I had no shove. I knew likes, you know, I had loves and this and that. But
what is outside of you having, you know, God in your sphere of, you know, influence or friends or family, what has been, whether historically or presently, the most supportive individuals or I'll even say, because sometimes people don't have individuals, supportive settings, even if you don't have to, like, where do you pull support from present day with like these, you know, crazy leaps, or it might even be, you know, people who, you know, choose to follow certain motivational speakers or lead or things like that.
I listen to everything. I probably can't answer that the way you'd want it. I don't, and I might hurt somebody's feelings.
Do you have like family or friends that like
I have some amazing, you know, friends that are supportive, but I also think that sometimes even those amazing supportive were also kind of like a crutch because they allowed you to kind of stay where you were. Like they were there in the moment to be supportive and love on you and tell you, and you know, you're a great person, you're this, you're that, you can do it. But at the same time, they also were there on the other side when you were staying stagnant and comfortable over here. So I don't know. I listen to a lot of different people. I find that strangers sometimes are your biggest voices. Your ears open up a lot more. I have new people in my life that I never thought in a million years I'd be so
Could we give if we had to give a message to those of us who have, which, many of us do, I know it's not for everyone, but many of us have people who we really consider close friends, or friendships. Is there like a word of advice you can give to those friends of other people, even that there's what it sounds like you're saying is there's more than one way of support, right? There's a support that says, how you said some of your friends that you guys were there, right? When I'm down or whatever, to like encourage me, but also kind of being there and letting me be in a place that I shouldn't be in emotionally or mentally, rather than agitate the bottom and kind of encourage me forward, not just supporting me here or down here, but encouraging me forward actually might be the support that's needed. And I think for friends, I think friends just kind of view support as kind of just that lateral, like one direction. And I don't think many consider it the way you said. Like someone might say, well, geez, Rach, I was just kind of supporting you where you did. I didn't want to agitate you or ruffle the feathers, but if I'm destined for more or have more on the inside of me, or that there's better for my life, I might need you to knock me over.
Yeah.
I might need you to.
Yeah. I have friends too that definitely were there, but it was for another part of life, to another reason of, it had really nothing to do, well, maybe it did, I don't know. Maybe it had a lot, maybe it was part of, the support, you're better, you're this, you're that, you could do so much better, I love you to death, why are you doing this to yourself, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I've honestly think I've got I've received most of the better advice from people I've never met a day in my life, and listening to them, their stories, situations like one of my friends, V. She's amazing. I talk about her all the time now, because it's like I really think people come into your life for a great purpose and at the right time. A lot of the people in the past few weeks that have come into my life, they're right on time. They're right on schedule. They're directing me, or they're supportive, or they're more knowledgeable in one area, or it's not about who they know and what they know. It's about what they've also been through and how they're, showing you like, hey, this can really happen, or just, you gotta definitely have the right voices in your ears. And
I think it's important to know that both types of support are appreciated, right? Like it's not to cast away those friends who are there when we're, maybe in a low place or different place, to just, be supportive, be there to help. But we also need those friends who are not afraid to support us in the way that knocks us over and pushes us forward.
Almost like a compass.
Yeah.
So you got those friends that, you're having a rough day, maybe something happened in a relationship, they're there, they're holding your hand, they're their shoulder, they love you. They love you. They know you love it. But then, and this actually happened. I literally sent out a message to like a group chat, with 5. And some of us always hang out. Some of them I see sporadically through the year, but they are my constants, I'd say, as my friends, right? All very different, but I love these people. I love them. I love their families. I love them genuinely. But I had to literally tell them as I knew something was happening, and I didn't even know yet it was leaving my job or starting this up fully. Something was just telling me, Reach, you got to leave some people alone for a little while, and I get very distracted. So I think that these people that I love, I know that they love me. I know that they love me. I also, and it's not them. It was me being there that made me be distracted for so long and probably not get to where I needed. But that's that timing thing too, maybe. And then you think back like, oh, imagine if I didn't do this then, where would I be now? But then you think about it and it's like, well, this happened all at the right time. This was when it was supposed to happen. You are now strong enough for this to have happened now. And I did. I remember like literally the first week of January. It was all like, it was just flowing, and I remember I sat there and I just reached out and I'm like, listen, guys, I'm not going to be around for a little while. I don't even know what a little while is. I just need to really take care of myself right now. And I know that if I'm around and if I'm doing my regular thing and my regular routine, I'm not going to get to where I need to go. Wow. And I didn't even know where I was going. I just knew that
that's huge.
I had to do it. And I don't know why. And I said, like the same thing, like if you need me, I'm here, I'm a voice, but I got to completely push away. And I did. Like I stopped going out. I stopped meeting after, shift. Shift. I stopped, just doing things. Even there's nothing wrong with the things that I stopped doing.
I think that's the point you mentioned about your routine, right? Like that's, I think, very, not just scary, but a difficult point for people to realize and catch is that if you're presently sick of the routine you're experiencing, then you have to do something to change the routine. Right. Like people want to stay in their regular routine
and expect change,
but want something different to happen in each day.
Right.
But you did the same thing you did yesterday.
Right.
So you should expect the same thing that you received yesterday.
Exactly.
Today, you have to be ready to break from the routine.
Yeah.
And hopefully you have a supportive system around you, whether it's family or your friends, that when they hear that, they're able to understand.
Yeah.
And I think what's unfortunate is we have people who they get in their feelings or they feel some type of way and they're not able to embrace that. And now you come off as, well, what's your problem?
Right.
Or what's wrong with us? They take it personal. This is not anything against you. This is me trying to break my routine. You made another interesting point that's courageous that many people don't, is you can admit I'm distracted.
Yeah.
You're making this be about you and personally. I'm trying to show you I can be easily distracted. Mm-hmm. Here's what I'm trying to do to take responsibility of my life and say, I'm going to break up some things.
Yeah.
That's a bold move.
And even so, I won't say who or what, and I'm sure if this person ever hears this,
mind your business.
Exactly. No,
my audience know how to mind your business.
But in retrospect, I actually recall now myself being on the opposite end, right, where sometimes you're hearing someone say one thing, but you just don't want to hear it, right? You want to make it so you can make something change or something work, and they're literally telling you like, listen, this is what I need to do for myself right now, and then you're like, yeah, but we can, and you're really not, you're not hearing them because you don't want to hear them, number one.
Ooh.
But then when it happens to you, you get it. And I even like, not to say like this person hasn't like hurt my heart or things like that, but I so understand.
You understand now
what they meant when they said it. And even if they were full of it.
Yeah.
The fact that they said it and I didn't respect them enough to hear them when they said it and set myself back was so wrong. We tend to be really selfish sometimes when we think we can fix things or make things work in our light, and it's so not, because it's their life. It's their time. It's their moment. It's their words. Maybe they're not serious, but the fact that they said it, you have to respect it. So now, situation happened just yesterday. I've now said what I've said. I'm living how I'm living, and some people really don't understand, just 2 weeks ago your life changed and you seem like you're so great. But I'm like, but this is now a constant. I have to stay this way now. Yes. I have to keep going in this direction.
New normal.
Right, my new normal. And I said this before, when I put my 2 weeks in, everybody's like, your first day of your new life was Valentine's Day. No, my first day of my new life was the day I put my 2 weeks in. Because if I didn't prepare myself then for my first day of my new life, I'd be behind. So now, like yesterday was like literally the first time I used to be a vacation junkie, right? I go on 2-3 trips a year, one with my kids, one with friends, one with my whoever. And no, I haven't gone because life has happened. I haven't even been able to do that because I've had to do this and this and this and this and this. And even now, like, oh, you're home. Like a friend said, I'm doing my 9 to 5. Well, you're home. Who's home? Who's home?
I'm out here grinding.
I got a Zoom meeting. I got to go meet this person, go to this business. I have to think of something new. I got to go call this. I got to reach out to her. Now, you don't have to. But if I don't, it's not going to keep happening. So I have to. And then even the same thing with now this new approach on myself with life. I don't have time. I used to be so codependent. I just want to be loved, right? I want a healthy, loving relationship. I want the best love relationship. No, I'm so selfish right now with myself, and I never have been.
Loving
And
yourself.
it's like,
Loving yourself for the first time.
yeah, and it's
Fully.
like I never have. And so now that I am, it's like those things that I was so like dependent on, like, oh my God, a relationship, oh my God,
Yeah.
this is, and you should, I'm not saying, what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying is like, if you are, that should be a huge focus in your life.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should do absolutely everything you can to,
But you should first love you.
you have to love you. And
have
it's
to
the same,
love you.
like you're talking about your kids. My kids have seen me in, and that's the one thing you never want your kids, but you're human, you're real, right? My kids have seen me in ways they have never should have seen me. My
Facts.
kids have seen me sad, angry, mad, hurt, depressed,
Stressed.
on the floor,
Yes.
and things that children, especially teenagers who are figuring out life, figuring out emotions, everything, you want to be the strong person. My kids have seen me in the ways they have never should have seen me. They never, ever, ever should have seen me. And now, it's almost like even my daughter's probably looking at me like, like, oh, now you're happy now. But it's like, she's not saying that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what the point is like, yeah, I want to stay right here.
Yes.
I want to stay right here, and I want to be
Yeah.
happier because I want my children to be like, and I said it like, oh, my mom did it. But
Yes.
not even
Yes.
who knows.
Yes.
Next week, next month, I could make nothing.
Yep.
Next year, I could make crazy money.
Mm-hmm.
But, and the point is, because my children, especially my daughter, I grew up with my daughter. I had my daughter when I was 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She's been riding with me. So she's seen all of it.
Yeah.
The growth, the bad, the falls, the getting
Yeah.
up, the this, the that, the poor, mommy's
Yep,
doing
yep.
it. Or this the mom I never wanted her to see.
Yep.
But now, I do have this light. I do have this new change. I do have this new vibe. I do have this new walk. I do have this new confidence. And I'm sure even she's confused. Like, how does it change in 2 seconds? But it really does.
It really
because
does.
when you really do take that leap, when you really, really want that change, it really, really happens.
Yes.
And I'm a real good arguer. I grew up in a very Italian
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
I got a potty mouth. Like, I
Yeah.
could make you go jump. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I could, but I was always a reactor too,
Yes.
big time. Like, oh, I gotta have the last word, and I guarantee 9 times out of 10, everything I'm saying is dead right,
Yeah.
dead correct. But look at all that energy. Look what I just did.
Yeah.
Who did I hurt in the process of saying
Yeah.
all my rights and saying everything that you should know or understand on my terms? Like,
And it's amazing that now your kids get to see this much better
Yeah.
side, this side of you that they've gotten the chance to see all of these other
yeah,
uglier,
ugly,
messy
ugly.
sides.
Ooh, ugly.
It's a beautiful thing that, you know what, if I could be okay with them seeing the mess, more tackling fuel, more motivation to let them see, this part of me. And hopefully it becomes, at least in my mind, when I'm thinking, hopefully it's not a time where, in their growing up, it's not too late to be really, really impactful for them. And that's what I really,
Excuse me.
I want my kids to, and not just my kids, but even like the young, kids that I mentor, whatever.
Right.
I want them to get it
Yeah.
faster than it took me to get it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like get this idea of loving you, taking care of you,
Yeah.
your whole person on
Mm-hmm.
the inside out, because you saw it, whether it might have been late, you saw daddy do it.
Right.
You saw mommy be
That
brave
curse be
enough
broken,
to do
right?
it. Like, so that could be broken. So that's, you've mentioned it twice already on the show, but the people don't, know what baby cakes is. All right. So baby cakes, the other reason why, I forgot to mention why I brought you on, right? Is like, so I click on Rachel's profile, right? And I see the picture with the quote behind her, a profile picture. And then I see underneath she has a business and it says called Baby Cakes. She spells it with the number 8. So it's baby and then cakes is C8, the number 8,
Yeah.
KES,
Yeah.
LLC. And I'm like, wow, look at that. This has to be a meant to be connection because my mom calls me Baby Cakes.
Yeah.
That's been my nickname since I was a baby. And I'm like, oh, Baby Cakes. I got to talk to this lady and get her in here. So what is Rachel's Baby Cakes? What's Baby Cakes LLC?
So Baby
do you
Cakes
do?
is my cake company, my dessert company. I make custom cakes, custom desserts, dessert, food, it's warm, it's supposed to make you feel good, right? Like,
Yeah.
I always looked at it like, but baby cakes in itself definitely came, it was real catchy. When you're a mom, you say like the corniest, most random things to your babies, like
my mom.
like I don't even call my kid, but I did in a sense, like the legs, I grabbed their cheeks, everything. Oh, my baby cakes, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
But I called my daughter Stank. I still do to this day, and my son is my moop. I don't know why, I just
Stank.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but baby cakes just kind of clicked. Cakes, my babies. This is my baby. It is a baby.
Yes.
But the 8 is there in place of the A because both of my kids were born in August. So I wanted them incorporated. I didn't want to be like, oh, Rachel's Bakery or Maya's Bakery or DJ's this or whatever. I just thought baby cake, super catchy. Twist a little bit in the name, the spelling, and they're a part of it, you know? So baby cakes evolved, and it was a little hobby at first, and then I just got all these blessings after blessings after blessings.
So while Rachel's talking, guys, I'm struggling over here to open up
my terrible packaging.
The box of goodies she brought. For those of you who are listening and can't see, well, you know, that's why you should be following Free Lunch at The Real Free on Facebook, because you would have maybe caught a glimpse of this video. But these absolutely look amazing. I'm going to try. She brought me some brownies. She brought cupcakes. Of course, I'm going to have to show some self-restraint and save some to bring back home to my pregnant wife.
Yes.
She'll be very upset, but I'm gonna try the brownie.
You should heat that up. Maybe take
Very moist. Yes. You hit the nail on the head of the brownie here.
You should eat the carrot cake. That's what you really want to eat.
That's what I want to eat.
That's
the carrot cake.
We need to get you some forks.
Is it carrot cake? Oh no, I'm a hand guy. No.
Oh, okay.
No. Okay, that was amazing. Is the carrot cake your specialty?
It's a pretty
Is that
big
like the
seller.
best?
Yeah, I sell it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a few regular customers that buy those on a weekly basis.
This here?
No, that is my chocolate chip banana bread.
Oh my god.
And I gave you, that's new. I just started doing vegan.
This
it's actually
carrot cake?
really good.
So this is the carrot cake.
Yeah.
It's heart shaped. Guys, you gotta see this. This looks amazing. I'm going to try to lift it up just so I can bring it into the camera. Oh my freaking God. Holy crap. Look at this, guys. Wow.
Smell it.
This is a work of art. Oh my God. Look, it's the Free Lunch podcast. We should have desserts for lunch.
Desserts for lunch.
Yes. She told me to smell it. That smells amazing. I'm going to smell it again. You know what? If they package this, I'm not really like a big like cologne guy. But if they made like colognes that have like little hints of this in it, oh man.
I don't know about the sweet. I'm not into the sweet
Heck yeah.
smells. No.
No, I am.
Oh, okay.
Shoot, people wear cologne they think for other people. I wear it for me. God dang it. I want to like how I smell. Yeah.
No, not the sweets.
Oh my God.
Look at you. You made a mess.
Well,
It's okay.
at least I know for a fact the icing tastes great. It's great.
It's not icing.
What is it?
Buttercream frosting.
Like I don't even
And
know.
the other one is vegan. That's plant-based.
I'm
There's
so
not a drop of dairy
I don't
in
go
it.
into the kitchen at all at my house. Yeah,
Terrible.
my wife is amazing.
I bet. You should cook for her one day.
I did actually for Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Good.
And she loved it.
Oh, I saw your podcast, actually.
She loved it. So where can people? So when you are like fulfilling orders for people, or they want to have baby cakes delights on their own, like
Yes.
you don't have like a storefront.
No,
Is
not
there?
right now.
So people have been hitting up how, like in the last, I don't know, month or since you like left the job and like
I've
turned
been
it
doing
up.
this 5 years. This is 5 years, but legally for the past 3. But since I left, literally within 2 weeks,
It's been like turning up a notch.
Yeah, I have. I am so grateful. I have my products delivered every single Wednesday and more now at another place. But I'm at Caden's Coffee Shop on Chapel Street in New Haven, and I'm also at Evo on Orange Street.
Yes.
Yes, Julia, she's amazing.
So
And
those of you coming to Connecticut, hold on, Julia. From
Julia that owns Evo. She's right on Orange Street.
I think I might know Julia.
Right, yeah, but she's young. She's amazing. She owns Evo Nutrition and Juice Bar. She's like one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life. She's way ahead of herself. She's way ahead of her time. You would never know. I won't even say how old she is. She's just...
So if you're in the Connecticut area, guys, and those of you, a ton of you that follow the podcast, you guys are already right here. So you have no excuse.
Yeah.
Make your way to those locations. Oh my God.
But make your way to me first.
Yeah.
Because they just have specifics right now. But we're testing too. Every week I kind of just drop off a complimentary whatever.
Now, do you do like, for if somebody is getting like married or having a birthday,
Yeah.
you make a ton of this stuff.
I make
buy
custom
for them.
cakes,
All
custom
that.
desserts, custom cupcakes, loaves, breads.
Guys, the carrot cake heart-shaped thing is amazing. I think, you know what? I think I have a utensil here in the studio. I'm going to go off camera for like 2 seconds, guys, and I'm going to find this just because I got to taste this. And when I taste it for the first time, I want you guys to experience the first reaction. So this is why. So you guys just hang on, freeze for a second.
Freeze.
Yeah, the smell is insane. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So I have, I think, a spoon.
Okay.
We're going to spoon it.
Spoon it.
All right. Don't act like you guys have never used a spoon to eat something you should have had a fork with. All right, I'm coming, guys. I'm coming. I got it. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Pressure.
Here we go.
The pressure is on.
Baby Cakes
Yeah.
LLC.
That's
You
me.
can find her on Instagram. That's at baby underscore C8, the number 8, KES, and more. So that's Baby Cakes and More. But you guys know I always have those, the hyperlink link in the description. So here we go. Let's try this.
Pressure.
Carrot cake.
You don't have any allergies, right?
Heck no.
Okay.
Man.
I don't need you to die on me.
My allergies are lack of desserts. That's what's gonna make me allergic and break out of it.
Don't lie.
You ever get emotional?
Stop it.
I feel like my left eye is getting watery. Is there dust in the air?
You do see, I see a little twinkle.
Hold on. Hold on a second. Oh my God.
It's pretty good.
If I order this, can I get like extra, the swirly stuff? Can I order like extra of that?
Sure.
Like go extra of that.
You're not going to throw up? It's a lot of sweet.
Oh my
Sure.
God. This is amazing.
Thank you.
All right. I'm just going to take one more piece, guys. I'm not going to tease you guys too much. All right. Wow. Wow. Holy crap. Rachel,
Yes. Good stuff?
on our show, we like to finish the show
Okay.
with something edifying like lunch
Okay.
for the soul, though, to leave the people with. Given everything we discussed today, what's one thing you want the people to leave with today?
Don't settle anymore. Don't settle on life. Don't settle on yourself. Take risks. Take risks. Be scared, but it's okay because I was scared. It was a good scare though. It was a really good scare. If you're not scared, you're not doing the right thing.
Wow.
You should be scared.
Yeah.
If you're overly confident, then honestly, I don't think it will work either. It's good to have confidence, but that scare is what's gonna make you want it more. It's gonna make you go. You know, it's like going in like the haunted house when you're a kid and everybody's like, "Oh my God!" Like, you know it's gonna be scary, but you go and you ended up having like a really fun time, or I don't know, whatever it is. But just take the leap. Take the leap. Just do it. Be prepared though. I mean, you got to be a little prepared. But just do it. Just do it. You'll feel so good. I've been on cloud 9. I've never smiled so much in my life. I swear to that, I haven't. And people always say, look at those big white teeth, you know? But like, they are gleaming lately. And it's all risky. It's all scary. But when you're in it for all the right reasons and you just follow that voice, follow that push. Don't let it be your push. Let it be the push. I always, I remember when I first started going to church and they were like, you'll hear him. You'll feel him. You'll feel. No, I was like, I don't feel him. I don't hear him. When do you feel him? Like, what's it feel like? What do you hear? When you hear that whisper, when you feel that push, go. Just go. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. And don't worry about anything else. Just worry about following it and just do it.
You guys heard it from Rachel herself. Don't worry about fighting it. Just do it.
Just do it.
If it's too comfortable, it's probably the wrong place.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. Hey, it's Rachael Rubino, y'all. Baby Cakes LLC. It's free lunch, free food for your soul, y'all. Peace.
Thank you.